Hello students, so we are going to study about direct and indirect variance. This is one of the important chapter and this is one of the most important chapter, that means we have to relate the terms, means how a term is related to the other term. That is, we'll be dealing with this. We'll be understanding first the concept how to relate two terms, how to compare two terms. That is known as direct and indirect variation. We'll be studying about that. So, first of all, introducing it, the term variation. If I am saying the term variation, what is the meaning of variation? Variation means something which is varying, which is changing with respect to time, or we can say the thing which is changing with respect to the other term is known as variation. Means if I am saying in summer season, what will happen? As the days will be increasing, means what happens? As May, in the month of May, as the days are increasing, which after 1st May, 2nd May will be coming, 3rd May will be coming. What is happening? As the day of the month, May month is increasing, so the temperature is also increasing. So that is also one kind of variation. Or if I will be saying, one of the things that the variation in the price of petrol, we are saying that sometimes the price of petrol is decreasing, sometimes the price of petrol is increasing. That is also variation with respect to time. Means time is changing, so variation is also changing. Or the other things also, what we are buying also. Sometimes it is increasing or sometimes it is decreasing with respect to the other quantity, the measurable quantity. That is known as variation. So one kind of variation is direct variation. I am saying direct variation. Direct variation is basically, if I am saying direct variation, if I am saying cost of 5 pencil is 50 rupees. I am saying cost of 5 pencil is 50 rupees. I am varying the pencil amount. Now I am saying cost of 10 pencil. What is the cost of 10 pencil? I told cost of 5 pencil is 50 rupees. Cost of 5 pencil is equal to rupees 50. So what will be the cost of 10 pencils? Pencils will be equal to, this is a kind of direct variation. Means if the number of pencil is increasing, the price is also increasing. That's why it is known as direct variation. I am giving one example that here the price is increasing, pencil number is increasing, so price is increasing. So this is direct variation. Means with respect to one quantity, the other quantity should also increase. That is known as direct variation. If this quantity is increasing, so this is also increasing. That is known as direct variation or directly proportional. You might have studied in chemistry also about these things. Or if I will be saying that cost of 5 pencils is rupees 50, cost of 2 pencils, as I am decreasing the number of pencils, so the cost of pencil, 2 pencils will be also decreasing, which will be coming out to be equal to 20 rupees. So this is direct variation. Now indirect variation. Indirect variation means, if I am saying indirect variation, indirect variation means if number of men working is equal to 10. Suppose 10 men are working, number of days to complete work will be equal to 5. If I am saying number of men working is 10 men are working, so number of days to complete work is 5 days. So if I am saying number of men is 15, if I am increasing the number of men, means we will be getting here that number of days will be less. So what kind of relation you are getting? When is inversely proportional to number of days. Means more number of men, less number of days. Here I am increasing men. Means the days to complete work will decrease. Means it will be taking less than 5 days. If I am saying number of men is decreased, if I am reducing, suppose here it is 10 men. If I am taking only 5 men, so number of days to complete work will be more than 5, because men is inversely proportional to days. More number of men, less number of days. Less number of men, more number of days. And in the first case, what was the relation? Number of pencil is directly proportional to cost. More number of pencil, more cost. Less number of pencil, less cost. So here we are seeing that 5 pencil is 50 rupees. Or if I am taking 10 pencil means it will be more than 50, means it will be coming out to be 100. If I am taking 2 pencils, so it is less than 5, means if I am decreasing the pencil, so it will be costing less. So these are two kinds of variations, and variation is comparing of one term with respect to other. Here I am comparing number of pencils with respect to cost. Here I am comparing men with respect to days. So these are the two quantities. So we will be solving some of the questions related to it. So we will be turning to exercise 1. So we will be looking to question number 1. So in question number 1, a dozen notebook cost rupees 186. A dozen. It is given. We are looking in exercise. We are solving exercise 1. Question number 1. Solving question number 1. And in question number 1, it is given a dozen notebook cost rupees 186. Dozen notebooks means 12 notebooks. Dozen mean 12. So I am writing that 12 notebooks cost rupees 186. So what is the cost of one notebook? If I am saying the cost of one pencil is 5 rupees, so what will the cost of 10 pencil? 10 pencil will be 5 into 10 is 50 rupees. If I am saying the price of 1 kg of, or if I am saying 2 kg of potato is 20 rupees. 2 kg of potato price is 20 rupees. So what is the price of 1 kg of potato? Means you will be dividing 20 divided by 2. So same thing is there. 12 notebook is costing rupees 186. Our term, our thinking and our thing is to recognize that we should be finding cost of one notebook, and with respect to that the other quantities we can find. So cost of one notebook cost will be equal to 186 divided by 12. So it will be coming out to be 12 under. So it will be written divided 6 2s, and this is 6 3s are 31. So it is coming out to be 31. So we have to find 31 by 2. That is 15.5 cost of these notebooks. Now the cost of such 8 notebooks. This is the cost of one notebook. 8 notebooks will be equal to 15.5 into 8. 15.5 into 8. So we will be getting 124 notebooks. So this is the cost of 8 notebooks. So what is our aim to do? That suppose the quantity is given to us 12 notebooks is costing rupees 186. Our aim is to find the cost of 1 unit. Or here it is 1 unit means 1 notebook. Or in the question it will be given 1 pen. You have to find the how much one man is working, or what is the cost of one pencil. One thing is very important. So we are finding here one notebook. How many notebook will cost rupees 356.5? How many notebook will cost? We will be able to buy in 356.5 rupees. So what is given to us? 12 notebook. Again we will be starting from starting point. 12 notebook. Or we can write in reverse order. Rupees 186 is the cost of 12 notebooks. See, I am writing the comparison part, means the thing which is given and the thing which is found, which has to be found. I am writing it on the right side in the comparison. Means 186 and the price of 356 rupees also given. So I am writing on the left side. So rupees 186 is the cost of 12 notebooks. Price of one in 1 rupees, how much we can get? Is the cost of 12 by 186. Means this is 1 unit, means 1 rupees. I am just writing, and now the cost of 356.5 rupees is the cost of, we can find 12 by 186 into 356.5. So while solving, we will be getting, it will be solving this value, so we will be getting 23 notebooks. So you will be able to get about 23 notebooks. So now we will be moving to question number 4. So this is question number 1. Now we will be moving to question number 4. So in question number 4, you can solve by reading question. We are able to get that a truck runs 476 km on 56 meter of diesel. It is given that a truck runs 476 km on 56 meter of diesel. So what is given to us? How many kilometers will it run on 198 liter of diesel? So what is our aim to find first? In 1 liter, how much kilometer it is the truck is able to travel. So that is our aim, means the unit quantity. And in this the unit quantity is the liter. With respect to liter or the diesel quantity, that is the quantity with respect to that the kilometers will be changing. More kilometers, more petrol, more number of kilometers. So that is the thing we are getting from here. So it is given 56 meters. In 56 meters, it can travel. It can travel about 476 kilometers. Now it is asked, in 1 liter how much it can travel? In 1 liter it can travel is equal to 476 by 56. So we can find also 14 is the 14 is the 14 5 14 is the 24 2 and 17 by 2 means 8.5 kilometer in 1 liter. So what is asked to us? We have to find that in 198 liters. So in 198 liters, in 198 liters, it can travel 17 by 2 into 198. So you will be getting, when you will be solving this, so you will be getting about, this is 9 and this is 9. So you will be getting about 1683 kilometers. So this is one kind of direct variation of some things. So this is the first part, and the second part it is given. How much diesel will it need to cover 408 kilometers? How much diesel it is needed to cover 0.08 kilometer. Now kilometer is the variation quantity, and with respect to that we have to find the number of means the quantity of diesel required. So we will be finding with respect to that means I will be writing here 476 kilometer requires 56 liter. So 1 kilometer requires, I am just finding with respect to 1. This is the quantity which is varying this time. 476 means 56. Now the quantity which is varying is 476 means this part is varying to us. Means now the distance is changing. 56 by 476. This is the number of liters which is required in 1 kilometer. And what is given to us? The question which is given that in about 408 kilometers. 8 kilometers. It requires 56 by 476 into 408. So if you will be solving this, so you will be getting 48 liters. So this is question number 4. So now we will be discussing question number 7. Okay. So in question number 7, it has been given to us. A camp had enough food to last 50 days for 2,200 soldiers. After 17 days, some more soldiers joined the camp and the remaining food lasted for 20 days. Find the number of soldiers who joined the camp later. So in question number 7, we are seeing that a camp has enough food to last 50 days for 2,200 soldiers. So it has been given that how many days soldiers are there? How many soldiers are there? 2,200 soldiers are there, and they can eat comfortably for 50 days. So that is the theme which has been given to us. So I am finding this now that when we are seeing that number of soldiers, one of the thing is there variable quantity, means it will be changing. Number of soldiers can increase and decrease, and depending upon that, if you are increasing the number of soldiers, so number of days of consumption of food, means the people who will be consuming food will decrease. Means number of consumption, means consumption rate will increase. Means you can see that if I am saying, suppose you are having a ration of 50 kg for 100 people. I am saying that if you are having a ration of 50 kg for 100 people, now your estimate will be going wrong when the people will increase. If I am saying 200 people are now here, then what will happen? The 50 kg ration now will become shortage. Means if 50 kg ration was there for 20 days, now it will be there for 15 days or 10 days because of the increasing number of people. Means number of people will increase, number of days of consumption will decrease. Means the things will be consumed faster because the number of people are increasing. So we are able to see in the same question. In this question also we are finding that a camp had enough food to last for 50 days for 2,200 soldiers. So this was given that you will have soldiers there 2,200. This is the number of soldiers, and food can last for 50 days. But there is something which is changing. You are able to see the second part after full stop. After 17 days, some more soldiers join the camp. So we will be starting the comparison, means number of soldiers is changing. As the number of soldiers will increase, the number of foods consumption which the days will be lasting will be less now. So we will be getting from here that after 70 days, so what we can analyze from here, after 17 days means the food was lasting for 50 days. Now food is only left for 50 minus 17 is 33 days. Because no soldier can remain hungry for 17 days. So they have consumed the food. Okay, you don't have to worry that here also it will be 50. Because soldiers will be eating the food and 17 days they have consumed. So how many days it has been there? 33 days. And now the comparison will begin. If number of soldiers, if I am saying number of soldiers, or if I am saying number of soldiers is inversely proportional to number of days. Number of soldiers, more number of soldiers, less number of days, food will be lasting very less number of days. So if number of soldiers is less, food will be lasting for more number of days. So from here, we have number of soldiers is inversely proportional to number of days. So for first case, now after 17 days, let number of soldiers going to number of soldiers. Join dx. Number of soldiers which have joined, we are taking it as x. Total number of soldiers will be equal to 2200 plus of x. 2200 plus x. This will be the total number of soldiers. So from here, number of soldiers is inversely proportional to number of days. Initially, there were 2200 soldiers and they have consumed food for 33 days. So we can write here 2200 is proportional to 1 by 32. Now X number of soldiers joined the army. So what is happening? The remaining food lasted for 20 days. If number of soldiers is 2200 plus X, 2200 plus X, this is the number of soldiers. Now again we can write inversely proportional 1 by number of days the food is lasting is 20 days. So from here you can get 33. You can get 33 by, or you can write from here 2200 by 2200 plus x will be equal to 20 by 33. So this is the term we are getting from here. Now from here we can calculate or we can find 2200 into 33 will be equal to 20 into 2200 plus 20x. So from here we are getting 6. We can get from here 7, 26 double 0 minus 44,000. 22 into 20 is equal to 28. So from here we are getting 0, 0, and this 6 minus 4 is 2, and 12 minus 4 is 8, and 2, 8. Is equal to 20x. So from here we are getting this is 6. So x will be equal to 28600 by 20. which is coming out to be 1430. So this is the answer. So number of soldiers who have joined army is 1430. So how the terms are related? Soldiers is inversely proportional to number of days. More number of soldiers, less number of days the food will be lasting. So this is question number 7. So we have completed up to question number 7. The remaining questions you can try, and if you are facing any doubt, so you can ask us. Okay, thank you.